Welcome to the Short Bus Show. Two good bros you're getting to know. Telling some jokes and drinking some beers. Get settled and ready to hear the Short Bus Show. Hey, what's going on, guys? We're back. Episode 12 of the Short Bus Show. And we have the one and only mad scientist himself, Ben Sullivan, and motherfucking producer Kenny.
Yo, what's good?
What is going on?
Yeah, man. We got the homie Ben with us. He's here to maybe teach us something, or maybe
cook some crack, you know.
maybe not do that, but
find out the purities of my crack levels.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
If you give me a crack standard, I'll tell you the purity of your crack.
Fuck yes, dude.
Hell yeah,
because I've
dude.
just been free balling it, dude. I get it from this local homeless guy who sleeps out front of my house, and like he's just like, "Hey man, thanks for letting me sleep out front. Here's an 8-ball," and I just fucking get right into her, and I feel like it's probably that not good white china, man.
Yeah, man.
But dude, so fucking, how do we know him, Kenny? Like, didn't we see him like walking on stilts one day down fucking
true.
Abington? We were like, oh shit, dude.
That's true.
This guy.
Well, I was friends with Ben from before that, and one day, oh man, I remember it was like you and I were hanging out, and then we saw Ben like walking down the street or something. But it was like a really long time since I've seen Ben, because Ben like he lived in like a awkward part of the neighborhood, right? And kids on
like a straight over, a hop, skip, and a jump, if some people call it.
It was out of my parental, like, you know, my parents didn't let me over on that side of, because they couldn't see me, right?
It was like Camden.
Yeah. And then, like, one day Ben was just, like, walking down the street with, like, stilts, and I was like, "Hey, yo, Ben, what's good? Long time no see, homie."
He was like, "I can't hear you from up here. What do you say, peasant?" And he just fucking walked away. And we said, "There goes Ben."
The stilts must have been way later, because I didn't make the stilts until I was in 10th grade.
Oh.
I know, bro. But the stilts, dude, those shits were epic, dog. I remember I would walk by and you just fucking ripping on them. And I was like, how do you do? How long did it take you to learn them?
Like a couple days, a few hours.
And you made them yourself, right?
Yeah, I made the stilts myself.
Dude, that shit is nuts. That's true carpentry right there. Like, that was an A+ on the woodshop project.
I think I must have been the weirdest fucking kid in the whole neighborhood. Like,
or the coolest, bro. What way you want to put it? I mean, no one else was walking on stilts.
This is true.
Dude, fucking... Remember when we used to, like, fucking do the invisible rope?
Oh,
to the cars?
Yeah,
we brought this up on the show a couple times.
Yeah, dude.
And fucking remember when we did the invisible rope out front of your house and that car stopped and we just had to book it?
Yeah.
Dude, that was crazy.
Yeah, man. We booked it in the Ben's backyard and like ran down the ditch. And we ran like way farther than what was necessary to. But,
dude, she was yelling, fucking trying to like reverse and shit. We were like, oh shit, we're out of this hoe.
Yeah.
Called the cops and she's like, "Hey, there's a bunch of kids pretending they have rope."
Yeah, she called the fucking cops. That's right. Didn't they knock on your parents' house too?
I don't remember.
Or it was like, it was Mikey's down the street. I think it was Mike.
Probably. Dude, that's who we should have said we were.
Yeah,
we're Mike. And then they just would have went knocking on their door.
Yeah, we should have said we were Derek or something.
They would have believed that one.
Speaking of, man, do you know, have you heard, you're back in Heritage. Have you heard about and heard the noises of a recent dog fucker that's been on the loose?
No.
We've heard about there's someone that like lets their dog into their bedroom at night, and
are you fucking with me?
No, like they
bro.
leave their window open and they just fuck their dog, and it's so loud.
I remember Kenny's agreed with me, but I was one night sleeping, and this is the first night it happened. I was sleeping, the windows were rattling, the walls were shaking. And I was like, dude, it's fucking 3 a.m. I have school in the morning. Little to fucking did I know, This man was fucking his dog for multiple years and onward since I got to know him.
Maybe his
I
wife's
didn't want to
really
know him, but
ugly.
I had to, find out the case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See
Yeah,
what's
I
going
don't
on.
know if they're still doing it. Maybe after the show will.
Well, no, they are, because so
Yeah.
he ended up fucking a 17-year-old and getting her pregnant, but really the dog learned his ways and took after his 17-year-old girlfriend, and now there's a dog human baby on the way. How do you feel about that, being a scientist? Like, do you think that would be possible? And we can get the answers solved here on the Short Bus Show.
I mean, don't dogs have a totally different number of chromosomes than people?
We're not saying it would be like smart. We're just gonna say, it might eat some glue and
I don't think
get
it's
to
possible.
No.
shit, dude.
Shit. Well, we got to figure out then. I guess we're gonna have to
We're gonna
wait
have to.
like another 7 months or something to see
Yeah.
what comes out.
I say
'Cause
we
it's-
bring the camera into the hospital room and just fucking get
Yeah.
going to see. We'll film the fucking birth and put it on YouTube for you guys to watch, because
Yeah.
it's been
Alright.
been a pretty fucking popular topic here on the Short Bus Show. Multiple episodes we've dived into this fucking crazy thing, man. Dude, other than us using the invisible ropes and stuff, like, what other fucking stories do we have together? Like, we definitely did some shit.
Well, my favorite story is with both you and Kenny. The night where we were gonna do donuts in
Oh
Savage
no.
Field.
Dude, that was awesome.
I tell people that story all the time. I went outside with straight up a full plate of mashed potatoes and steak, a fork and a knife, sat in the
Yeah,
passenger seat of a 1990s van as we rolled into an abandoned lot with a cop in there. And the guy
Yeah.
was like, "Are we gonna smoke weed?" Johnny starts crying because he's 11.
Yeah. John's like fucking 11 years old. I just got my
Thinking he's going to
license.
jail.
Yeah.
'Cause someone else is
And
doing
Ben's
donuts.
just sitting there like eating his steak and potatoes like nothing's fucking going on right now. Like we're totally not being investigated by the police for drug use. And the cop was just bamboozled because he like took me out of the car and fucking put me up
because I
against.
probably made him think that we were doing some kind of drugs.
Yeah.
Dude, I did not know how to articulate
Yeah.
myself in front of these officers at age 11. But,
Yeah.
once arrests, followed in later years, I'm pretty good around police officers, man.
Have you been arrested?
3 times, proudly.
3 times for what?
Marijuana. It is a deadly drug, and we need to get it off the streets.
It's only
And
safer than alcohol. Even if you're driving under the influence, it's only like 14 times safer.
Exactly, dude.
Like
And all those
obviously you
times,
shouldn't do that.
all those times, man, I was just caught fucking pretty much walking down the street with it and in my hand, and they just don't appreciate me showing off my gas. And
Yeah, man.
it's-
And then they
it's a
found out
problem.
where you lived, and we couldn't have any fun down, with cops going down the street every 15 minutes after that. So you
Yeah, you
fucked
didn't
our
live in
entire.
Heritage at-
Wait,
You
they
didn't live in
arrested
Heritage
you
at the
in
time.
Heritage for marijuana?
The first time in Heritage because of paraphernalia, but they came for underage drinking and then only found like a bunch of bongs and stuff. And then I just like said it was all mine, and then ended up getting arrested. But they just like let me off the hook. Like I just had to go into court and shit. But nothing off of G like me's back. I'm just living out here, Ben. Now I know you didn't live in Heritage at the time of this all incidents happening. So did you even like know the amount of cops that were going up and down the Abington Road?
No. I've never
Dude.
heard this story in my life.
It was a nuts one. So I've said it before, but to break it down, just got like neighbors called the cops. The dude with the boxer who lives a couple of houses down from you called the cops because his son's like a drug addict, and I'm making him want to do drugs by smelling my weed. And then there was people throwing up. Cops come, and then they're like, "Hey, are you John?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then they're like, "Well, there's people drinking," and I'm like, "No." And then like they go back in the shed, see like a bunch of shit. Then pretty much just group everyone up, call the parents, and send them home. And then I just went over Douglas's house to smoke more weed to, calm the nerves a little bit. But Kenny was able to partake in the action. He said some words during the incident.
Yep. As an innocent bystander, I yelled from across the street asking how Johnny was doing that night while he was getting arrested.
Yeah. And I mean, since there was me and multiple other salesmen on that street, for a good, it might still be happening, but a good 3 to 4 years, it was just nonstop cops going up and down our street.
Yep. Couldn't have any
I guess
more
they
fun
really don't
anymore.
have anything better to do in Marlton.
Yeah.
No. Dude, it was bad. You couldn't even go up to your friend's window to talk to him. They would pull over and be like, "Are you selling drugs?"
Yeah.
Like, it was bad.
Wild,
but
bro.
Fucking past
And
that, dude.
Center.
If we would have gotten those drifts down at that parking lot and that night, I may have never been caught because I would have just hopped in my fucking car and known the way of the road and peeled out of that shit.
Yeah, probably.
And those cops really ruined our criminal expertise later in life.
Yeah.
They really shut us down early.
Yeah, man.
And it's sad what we could have really lived up to. I mean, yeah, I'm getting crack from homeless people, and yeah, you might test it for me, but we could be way larger in the fucking grand scheme of things.
We could be stealing fine art, like.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We could be orchestrating massive organized crime and made something of ourselves.
Kenny,
but
were you around? You know the old Superfresh shopping center?
Yeah.
Were you around when somebody busted down the door to the little shed part in the back, and they were taking all the paint cans, climbing on the roof, and chucking them on the ground?
I think.
Was that Jared
who
did that? Jarrett?
I was there. That was awesome, dude. So there was like this little shed thing in the back of this grocery store, and because there next to it was this thing called the dugout where you'd go and just do like dugout shit, fucking hit the ball into the wall and fucking jerk off in a mall. And so someone breaks down the door and there's a bunch of paint cans and we made it like a hangout spot or some shit, right? Yeah. And then like they found out that you could climb on top of that shed, hop on the stairs to the dugout, and then get onto the roof. And we brought shopping carts up there, brought paint fucking cans, dude. We renovated the place, and I like to think it was for the better overall.
The conveyor belt in there, though, looked really expensive. I remember that.
I wonder what that was for,
Probably something.
I don't know, but that dugout place was the worst business idea ever.
Yeah, and they tried to reopen, too.
Who the fuck wants to shoot paintballs at a wall?
Yeah.
That's what it was?
Yeah, they also had that. Like, they had it set up so you could shoot paintballs at a wall.
Huh.
And I went in there once, and it was like, honestly, it was the same price to shoot paintballs at your friend at a real paintball place. Like,
that's crazy.
Or you could just take your paintball gun to Savage and shoot them in the woods.
One time I went to Beeler and
didn't bring a paintball gun, brought maybe a real one.
Uh-oh, did his headset break? Oh no, he muted his mic. Oh shit.
Technical difficulties.
I think he's on the phone or something.
I will fill in the story. So basically, he brought in a real gun into the elementary school and paid a few bullies a lesson.
Yeah.
But he's gonna come in and
wait. Who did that?
Huh?
Who did that?
We were talking about your story.
Yeah, we were just filling in the open cracks.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah. I'm back.
So how did it go down when you went to that school?
What school?
You said that you brought a paintball gun to school or something?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
No, I went up there to skateboard one day, and the whole place behind Beeler Elementary was totally littered with paintballs, and there's paint all across like the building.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't know. But whatever you said earlier, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
That never happened.
Yeah.
We will cut that out. Don't worry. But dude, I actually brought in a few things to school one time, and I was really sick of these kids picking on me, man. So I thought of an overall objective. Let's just bring in the old 22. Okay,
shit.
so I mean, I walked into school and I said, "Where's the biggest, baddest bully in this bitch?" And he said, "Hey, yo, I'm right here." And I said, "Tony, I'm tired of your fucking mean words." And I plowed him down, dude. He had nothing left to say. So then I walked into the principal's office
Oh shit.
and I fucked Miss Arano. That's all I'll say. You know, at 8 years old, I really knew how to get into things.
Speaking of bringing things where they don't belong, you weren't in the same school as us at the time, Johnny, but do you remember Ricky putting the whole fucking school in the shutdown?
Oh yeah.
What happened?
He brought, like, I guess, I don't know what's true or false here, but fake shit goes through schools so fast.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But anyway, I heard he brought a huge ass knife and a bottle of tequila,
Yeah.
That's genius.
and they chased him, shut the whole school down. I remember I was in the library playing that run game on the computer, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you can't leave," and my period was over. So I was like, "All right, bet. I'm just gonna play run for like 30 more minutes or till the
Yeah.
end of the day."
That's awesome.
I remember that.
Did they ever catch him? Or did
Of
he
course
stab a
they
few
did.
people?
Yeah, he was like running all around the school and shit, trying to get away. But yeah, they finally,
That's
the
nuts.
3 police officers that worked at our school finally cornered him.
Yeah.
Did you ever get a chance to see what they did to that school? They put a giant glass thing in the main entrance in north and south, so people can't like shoot through it. It's bulletproof. They put these giant planters in front of the doors so people can't drive their cars into the school. And now that there's like multiple police officers all over.
Huh.
Why? Cherokee's a good school.
Cherokee's a good school if you want to, you know, pimp out some bitches. And I might
Yeah,
have done
man.
that a few times.
Hey. But oh, you were a pimp?
Yeah, man. I mean, I could pull out my fur coat, but I don't want to get too much into the topic. You know,
I got
feds
you.
might still
got
be
you.
watching, man.
Keep it low
I
key.
was pimping out hoes and getting that dough and, you know, just chilling with the bros, and it was a good time in high school. Let's just say that, man.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
So, overall, like, what have you been up to since COVID, Ben? Like, wearing a mask?
Yeah.
Do masks
going-
work?
Yeah,
I mean,
you are the scientist.
yeah, but I'm not an expert in that field. I mean, I would assume they work. I mean,
Okay.
each mask does a different thing. I just say a lot of the fabric masks that people make out of homemade shit aren't that effective, but the ones that are actually designed, they're either the vast majority, unless you're wearing like an N95, they're not really there to protect you. They're there to protect everyone you're around.
Oh.
N95s are the only ones that are there to protect you.
Okay. Now, what about women's underwear?
Yeah.
Because
Homemade
I've
See,
been
I
seeing
wear
videos
those.
on TikTok. I've been seeing videos on TikTok where women are just pulling out their fucking G-strings and they're like, "Here's your mask," and they just hand it over to their boyfriend, and then they walk into like this pizza parlor, and I'm like, you know, this seems pretty efficient
Every
because
pizza smells like it has sardines on it.
exactly. You don't have to pay extra for the toppings, you know, and then you fucking get a little bit of fucking moisturizer for your lips, but that's number 2. And number 3, bro, it's you always have a mask around. Unless if your fucking girl's going commando, which I mean, they should be, but otherwise, you know,
Yeah.
it's efficient. And I think
Mhm.
I think we're going to start making women's underwear short bus show masks.
I mean, some of the masks that they sell, I swear to God, are made out of the same material. So,
Oh yeah.
That's true.
yeah.
Dude, what do you think about the fucking vaccines?
Are they causing autism? Them COVID vaccines?
Do I need
Uh,
a padded helmet?
I mean, you should have had that for a while already.
Oh
but-
fuck!
Kenny, I told you to get on the order.
No.
I'll be on it.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about the vaccine other than it doesn't cause autism.
Does it
I hear
cause?
it's mRNA though, like basically it gives your cells instructions to make the proteins that the virus would otherwise make, and then your body learns to recognize those proteins, and that's how it builds its defense.
Oh.
Now, can you get ripped by taking this vaccine? Like, what if I took the vaccine, bumped a few fucking steroids?
Oh yeah.
I've got
Because
no
I'm
fucking
getting
Johnny.
that protein as if it were to be a protein shake,
Mhm.
and I'm getting the gains afterwards while I'm working out taking my steroids.
That might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard anyone say.
Do you think
Um,
Do you think if you're going to get the vaccine and you're like, "Hey doc, I'm on the roids anyway, so while you're injecting shit, you might as well throw a little bit of this in with the vaccine nearby,
Yeah,
and just get it all
that's
in one shot, so you don't have to poke so many holes in yourself in a
they do
day."
have the most sterile needles.
Yeah.
yeah.
Cause I've been you know, every once in a while I dabble in a little bit of heroin, and you
Sounds
know it is pretty good, bro. And so I like to inject it, get the blood out a little bit, mix in the heroin with that because it's a cleaner injection. And
Hmm.
sometimes I put a little bit of steroids. And so, what if I just gave the doctor, like, he's going to give him steroids? What if I gave him steroids mixed with heroin? And I feel like I could be the next Derek Jeter.
I don't even know where to begin to comment on that. I'm not gonna lie. I stopped
I,
listening halfway through. I was like, Jesus fuck. When's this dude gonna stop?
dude, I could be the next MLB legend.
Yeah,
See me
man.
on the court, bro.
Did Derek Jeter do
Kenny,
heroin though, or was it
he did in
just
my book.
okay?
I don't know who
Okay,
Derek Jeter even is.
He was a cheater.
a man.
Jeter's a cheater, dude. He uh he was also a beater, man. He fucking used to beat his meat right before the games in the
I
dugout.
I do that during the games when I played baseball,
Why do you
and
think you have an extra glove?
yeah,
You know?
yeah. There you go.
Like, I mean, you gotta have something for your extra hand.
Exactly.
Yes.
But dude, so you're basically one of the smartest friends I have, probably, right? And
I don't.
I've been hearing that you're a legal drug dealer.
Uh, yeah, I just got my I mean, it's the second job I've gotten with my degree, but the first one was crazy. Um, this one is a little bit more legit. I
Okay.
I'm working at this one company and we do a lot of generics and I work in analytical development, mostly method development there. So
Mm-hmm.
they'll be like, "Hey, we want to release this new drug." And then my department works directly with the formulators, making sure that as they're producing a drug that has the right proportions of all the different excipients, meaning the things other than the active pharmaceutical unit or the drug itself, and
Yeah.
we make sure that the tests that we have are acceptable for determining like the purity, different organic and inorganic impurities. So we do
Okay.
like
Yeah.
mass spec for metals and stuff like that.
Hell yeah. So the company kind of is like, yeah, we need to run this shit, and you're like, this method best suits what you need to run,
Yeah,
and
so we'll
you
start
you
out with
also put in the methods inside of the programs, I guess.
yeah. Yeah, so sort of the gold standard for when you're testing like a different drug or whatnot is something called the United States Pharmacopoeia and the National Formulary, or USPNF. And usually, if you start out with what they give you for a drug, you have a pretty good starting place for customizing it for your individual lab settings.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah. That's like kind of the same shit. I actually do in my work. I was telling you the other night. I work in the oil inspection industry and build and repair the same kind of units that you're using to
Mhm.
test drugs. And I'm sure you guys use different types of methods and shit like that because I mean I know in our agriculture section they do all different shit, and their fucking units look different with the types of fucking Watson flow controllers and shit like that. But
Hmm.
you know, it's definitely an interesting field to be in, and it's crazy how there's, I mean, from an outsider's view, like you don't really know how much testing. I mean, you do know that there's testing behind it, but it's interesting to learn about how the testing actually works, and
Yeah.
fucking how like what units they fucking does what thing and what methods uh get the best, find the purities of what, you know. It's fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, like every little thing matters. Like what you dissolve the drug in can have a considerable effect on the area of your peaks. And
Okay, yeah.
yeah, it's just even things that you don't think make a big difference do.
Mm-hmm. And so fucking do is there special columns that are being used in the GCs for drug use, or is it just like a
So
regular old column?
So for drug analysis, it's primarily liquid chromatography.
Okay.
GC analysis is mostly for residual solvents. So ICH, which also gives a lot of guidelines, um,
Uh
sort of they in one of their chapters for residual solvents, they classify different solvents often used in drug production in three different categories, and they all have like maximum limits. For
hmm.
some drugs, you can go above these maximum limits if it's for something
Okay.
that would otherwise be devastating to someone to continue to go through. Like if someone had cancer and there's gonna die, like who
Yeah.
cares? Let the drug have a lot more methanol than would normally be allowed, type.
Uh-huh.
But
I mean,
yeah,
whatever's going to keep them alive, you know.
basically,
That's fucking interesting. Like, so
it's super super regulated. What's
uh-huh.
acceptable and what's not
I
acceptable.
I was kind of like thinking about your whole like work studies and shit like that. And I was like, have you ever seen a drug that was promoted a ton? Like you heard about it like coming up in the market and stuff like that, but it wasn't released yet. And it came to you guys for testing, and either you guys were making it as well with your company and then testing it, or you had it brought in. And it never ended up making it to the market because of the crazy side effects you found, or did go out on the market and then was like a
So
wrong testing.
so um So there's two different types of applications you can send to the FDA. The companies like Pfizer, Johnson and Johnson, who are producing novel drugs, they fill out something called an NDA, which is a new drug application, whereas we
Okay.
fill out something called an ANDA, which is an abbreviate, or I forget what it's called, but it's like an
Uh huh.
abbreviated version because we make generics. Um, Generally,
Okay.
w- we probably wouldn't even have access to the information of another company producing a drug that isn't out on the market yet.
Okay.
Um, once it's out on the market, it's what you call stage 4 testing. So they start doing like longer term studies, and just because they put it out on the market doesn't mean they're done with their health studies.
Yeah.
They are hypothetically continuing them. Um, but where am I going with this? No.
Okay.
I
But
don't think we
would
would continue working on it if
do
it.
do you think that that's the right way of going about it in some aspects, like putting it out on the market and seeing the long-term health consequences? I mean, I guess if they weren't putting it out in the first place, then
Well,
there's going to
they
be people left sick.
they do human trials before they put it out on the market, so people who are aware of the risks involved will take the
They can
drug.
sign up to do it
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for
because
certain drugs, people are basically begging to sign up too, because um,
you
nothing that
get
they
fucked
have
up somewhat.
currently.
Oh, okay.
No, nothing you have currently is working. Like, let's say some dude has cancer and every treatment you've given him
Doesn't
has
work. Yeah.
failed. And then they're like, hey, well, there's this new drug on the market. You can be a part of the trial. And then that drug happens to work. Like, the last thing on your mind is the long term effects of that drug because it's about
Yeah.
living to the next day.
Yeah, because I mean, if
Mm.
you don't take it and you don't try it, then your long term fucking life isn't going to be really happening, you know?
Yeah.
So I guess it's better to fucking test the waters, you know, than never fucking set sail.
Yeah, but
But
they have like a lot of different ways to know whether a drug is safe, and as much as people hate it, oftentimes some of the preliminary health studies are done in other animals, before they
yeah,
get to
okay.
humans.
How
Not
I
in our
mean,
often
we don't have any animals.
how often
No
does a
company in
drug
Florida.
how often does a drug get like shot down? Like how often do you get a drug and they're like, test this bitch for us, and then you're like, after further review, we cannot approve this drug.
Well, I'm pretty new to the industry and I work with generics, not name brand. But I mean, uh, I can't tell you what I've worked on because of my
yeah.
non-disclosure agreement, but
Uh-huh.
um, what I can say is quite a few of the drugs that I've worked with haven't made it to market. None of them have been shot down yet.
Uh-huh.
Usually when the R company, because there's only so many drugs out on the market for us to choose from, we when we decide to work on a drug, we're pretty sure we can do it. So we're shooting down far fewer drugs. As for name brand companies, essentially a lot of times for discovering new drugs, it's throw it at the wall and see what sticks, right?
Right.
So I
Yeah.
heard a statistic that they'll synthesize maybe 100,000 new molecules, and one of those molecules will finally be approved for human consumption.
Wow.
But
That's
yeah,
fucking insane.
Huh.
yeah.
But
Wow.
shit, bro. That's fucking there's so much thinking behind that. And so your college degree was in analytical chemistry, you said, right?
Well, chemistry, but I focused on analytical.
Okay. So you
Hmm.
that's like you take chemistry and then you can major in analytical or fucking one of
Yeah,
the other
I
ones,
mean,
yeah.
when I was in my undergrad, I did a lot of orgo, but yeah.
What brought you into the want to do this kind of thing, you know?
Dude, I have no idea. I
Uh-huh.
literally can't
You
tell
were
you.
just like, what pays good, and I'm fucking, am I
If I
capable of
picked
doing?
what pays good, I wouldn't have picked chemistry. I'll just tell you that much.
Uh,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just went what you're good with, I guess.
I guess. I don't know. I kind of just picked.
Hell yeah, but I mean, it's a fucking interesting industry to be in for sure.
Yeah.
Um, I know you said that you wanted to. When I talked to you, like, I haven't really reached out to you much because I'm sure you're always busy and shit. But the one of the times I did reach out to you, I know you're saying you were interested in possibly opening up some kind of weed testing company or whatever.
That's just a fever dream, man.
Fever
I
dream.
I went to a big analytical conference. Like it would be like super cool, but I went to an analytical conference called PitCon,
Yeah,
and
you went there? That's so cool. I
yeah,
always wanted to go. Yeah.
yeah, PitCon was nuts. I loved it, and
Uh
I went to one of the short courses, and anyway, it was on weed testing, and this guy from CHOP was like testing the blood of weed of children who have taken it, who have some sort
huh.
of issues. But like, it was interesting because like, you can totally classify different strains of marijuana by the different cannabinoids in it, and
Yeah.
they're pretty volatile substances, so you would use GC over anything else
Uh
for that. And I think it would just be interesting to set up sort of like a regulatory lab where different people who are looking to sell legal marijuana are like, hey, we want to verify that this strain is legitimately this strain.
yeah.
So they would send a sample in, or let's say they want to say, oh, this is this much sativa versus like a different
Uh
strain. So
Hmm.
it's just really interesting.
that
Hmm.
definitely would be. And you're saying doing that for legal market, or you? I know you said people could bring in like illegal stuff.
No, legal market.
Okay. Okay, because
I'm
that's
not
what I thought
looking
you
to.
heard. That's what I thought I heard for a second. I was like, I don't know how that would
No,
work out, but if it's
No, I,
legal,
I
then
think
yeah.
there's I mean they even use ICP-MS for marijuana testing and that shit's like
Uh
100K plus. So,
Wow.
Yeah, that's
uh
facts.
yeah, like I don't want the federal government coming in and be like, "Yo, all this shit's ours and you're fucked."
Wow.
Like,
Dude, that'd be fucked up. But what's it called? do you think? I mean, you obviously don't work in that kind of thing, but do you think like how people say when people smoke at a younger age that affects at their brain function and cognitive abilities?
Um, I don't know anything about this subject, but if I were to make a guess, I'm gonna say yeah, absolutely, it affects your brain function over time.
Okay.
Alcohol does it. I would assume magic mushrooms does it. Heroin definitely does it. Like if you do
Uh,
something that's affecting your cognitive function in the short term, if you do it long enough, it would make sense that it would
Right.
affect your cognitive function in the long run.
yeah.
What
Like,
about
That's a
jerking
fact.
off?
Yeah,
uh,
I do beat my meat a lot, Ben,
Yeah.
and I need to know the
Am
answer.
I
maybe
fucked?
that's why every dude is dumb.
Oh
Like,
shit. Maybe.
Uh,
I mean, it makes sense. Isaac Newton died a virgin, right? Like, and that dude discovered gravity.
Yo, he
fuck, dude.
invented
So,
gravity, bro.
Yeah.
but he never was able to feel the force of his hand against his cock. So how did he know
Yeah.
the
Well, we can't
gravitational
guarantee
pull?
that one, but he definitely didn't feel anyone else's hand.
That's true. You know what, Ben? See, this is why we needed a scientist on the show. Because sometimes me and Kenny have questions left unanswered.
Yeah,
And
man.
it's like now that we have fucking Albert
But now
on the
I just
show,
brought more questions.
dude.
Can we check out his personal diary? Be like, my left hand feels a lot better tonight.
Dude, that's we need to find out those answers. And you know what? Next time you're fucking coming on, I'll have the unanswered answers.
Yeah,
But
man.
dude, I came up with some fucking videos because I was like, this dude works with generic drugs, and this drug itself is pretty fucking generic. I'll tell you what. This one is meant to clean your keyboards, and
Mmm.
you know it might be under the name of air duster. So let's get right into her.
Oh god.
Gonna pull her up. Bada bing, bada boom, ayo.
Alright, gonna watch this stream. Now, I gotta be honest with you, I don't know anything about illicit drugs.
So there he's like this is an illegal one of those people who test the drugs. This is this guy.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's aired. Oh my god. Did he just breathe it in?
Here, I'll skip to what he was doing. Here's what
Wow.
he was doing prior.
You should consider climbing.
Yeah, man. That's pretty good.
I mean, I like to think that that wouldn't hurt a cognitive function, right? That's a pretty generic drug. Easily
Alright.
tested a couple times.
Yeah, I agree.
Have you ever seen
Totally.
air duster come into your lab and you were like, "Whoa, bro, these levels of fucking ammonium nitrate is super high and it'll get you high." And so you had to take it out?
No. Nothing in our lab will get you high. The only thing it'll do is, like, nothing.
Kill you?
Well,
Okay.
if you take
Dude,
enough
and
of
then
it.
I like the way that he really just swung out the door because that's like me waking up in the morning, and I'm like just swinging onto the short bus show, ready to create a new episode for all the fucking listeners.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, man.
my one of my buddies, right? You might have seen the video. One of my good homies and popular YouTuber we had on the show earlier on episode 9, Nick
Mhm.
Major. He is a fan that is very well into the one of the non-general drugs. One of the maybe newer drugs, and it's called Klonopin. You didn't even believe I heard of it, but this guy seems to love them. Takes 17 a day. You know, and he takes the 17, falls asleep for 2 hours or 2 days, wakes up and binge watches the homie Nick Major's videos. And I'd like to maybe get an inside scoop of what you think is going through this dude's mind.
I don't know. Oh, we're watching a video. Alright, that's 17.
Alright, good.
Where's that 17? That's 16 there.
And he's also supporting the marijuana movement, clearly. Just wait. This guy's just waking up. Shout out Jacob Blanchard. Hopefully we can get him on the short
Is this somebody
bus
you
show.
actually know?
This is one of my buddy's fans from his YouTube channel, and he comments on it all the time. And he's might be coming out to Texas to film with us. See, that guy, I think his cognitive function is at an all-time high, and he is one of those testers that we were talking about earlier in the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Would you recommend that amount of dosage?
I can't make recommendations, man. All I can say is that looks not great.
Yeah, it looks like a lot there. I'm no scientist, but that's a lot of fucking pills, dude. And they're all blue, so you know they're not. They're pretty potent.
Dude, I could tell you right now, Kenny, episode 20, I want us on 17 of them.
Okay.
Why 20?
We're gonna...
Why not episode 17? 17 for 17.
Ben,
Dude.
this is why we need a fucking scientist, dude, because we couldn't put together the mathematical equation of the number of pills to episodes. And you figured this one out for us.
And then
Kenny,
17 is a solo episode where it's just you and I, John. So then it would just be two guys on 17 Klonopins, 24 Klonopins too.
That is a
I'm sorry, I
fucking
did
dream right
34.
there.
34, yeah.
I will find us Klonopins for episode 17, and we are going to take them at the start of the episode and wait till they kick in. It might be a fucking 2-day episode. It's going to take a lot longer to render than we would like, but shit, man. We got to get the videos out to the fans, dog. Fucking...
Yeah, man.
Just make sure you, like, call out of work for a few days.
No.
Ben, I could just go to work. Duh. You know?
Yeah.
Genius.
Come on,
They
it's
won't
not
know
like-
I'm fucked up.
It's not like we work on anything safety sensitive or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not...
People
I'm
are
not, like, a
definitely
safety
not
officer.
depending on you to do your job, right, Kenny?
Not really. I mean, all
No.
I do is fucking fix airplanes.
Yeah, it's nothing... I mean, they might honestly work good if people like are picking them up.
Oh, shit.
I mean, it depends on the way you look at it.
I mean,
Some
worst
people
case
want 'em to
scenario,
go
they
down,
can just...
and other people...
Worst case scenario, they can just pull over to the side of the sky.
Exactly. I mean, there's no sky police. How are they going to fucking get a DUI?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Boom. We're finding out live answers on the fucking Short Bus Show. Dude, I haven't really came up with any more questions about your work, but I do have a... Well, you have a question?
What do Klonopins even do? Like, why were they created?
It's a sedative.
It's a sedative.
Huh.
So
Yeah,
what?
according to
what-
Google, it can treat seizures, panic disorder, and anxiety.
So it'd be the same as like Xanax.
I guess.
Okay.
Seizures.
That's interesting.
Weird.
I mean, you know how drugs, when you're not prescribed them, they do the opposite, though? I'm hoping episode 17, we have a seizure, and we have some anxiety, and it's going to be a fucking energy-filled episode, bro.
Yeah. I mean, you already have the anxiety, though, don't you there, John? Hello?
Dude, you're giving me anxiety. Chill.
Okay, alright, I'll chill.
Fucking, dude. Remember when we used to skateboard all together?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Ben was like the best.
Facts, dude. He was the one who could kickflip before anybody else.
Bro, I
Yeah.
never learned how to kickflip.
No, he did. He taught John how to kickflip.
He did
I
do
was the
that.
guy
I
with the
remember.
rollerblades. I was not the skateboarder.
I don't know, bro. You had a couple element feather lights. Maybe a
I
helium,
do
bro.
I do actually. Ben is being a little bit modest, but I do remember him skating down our street, and this is like when we were all like 11 years old, and he took this curb, and he like went up the curve of the curb, and then he jumped off, and then he did a heel flip, and then landed it, and I was like, dude, Ben, how did you do that? And he was like you need to know, and just kept going.
Yeah. It's kind of like when he was on the stilts that one day, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
I
like
thought you
how.
were just gonna remind me of a suppressed memory, but instead you just planted a false one.
Yeah, see, he's so modest these days. It's
Exactly.
because you know what it is. It's because if people found out that Ben was good at skateboarding when he was younger,
Tony Hawk wouldn't have a
yeah,
job.
yeah.
It'd
Not
be
only
fucking
that,
Tommy Cock, Ben Selliver in the studio. Watch out.
his
I'm pretty
boss.
sure
You
he
know?
had video games out when I was like 3 years old.
Yeah, but who inspired those video games, Ben?
Yeah,
You. The heel
3-year-old
flip,
Ben.
kick flip god, bro. Dude, I remember we Kenny broke his dad's rules. He said, "I'm going over the other street," you know? Ben
Right.
had this crazy ramp set up to a rail down it, dude. That was the shit, bro. Everyone was grinding that shit, dude. I remember I want to say like Doug or someone like tabletopped it, ate shit, dude. Like it was a
Yes.
fun time,
Do you
man.
remember?
Being a kid is basically when a piece of metal can grab you friends.
Exactly.
Do you remember that one time on our street, John? We had, I think you just bought those like ramps, those whatever the hell they were called. I don't remember. They were plastic ramps.
X Factors.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we told Doug to ride his bike as fast as he can up to the ramp and land on the other ramp. And we
Yeah.
just we just kept moving that landing ramp back and back
Yeah.
until because we wanted to see him eat shit.
Dude, funny story, man. If you guys were able to log into the Short Bus Show YouTube and look at my unlisted videos, that is my first YouTube video on the fucking
Really?
platform.
Really?
Let me see if I can do a few things, dabble in and dabble out, and I might be able to pull that one up. Dude, let me, oh shit, man. Oh my god, dude. You're gonna see it live. It is called Evan Jumping Cereal in My Pants. It was so cereal.
Oh my god. Wait, so you turned this video to private?
Yes, when
Oh
we
my
made the
god.
Short Bus Show
Oh my
live.
god.
Look at that Saturn minivan in the background.
That is the minivan
Yes.
we went drifting in,
Yes.
to be exact.
That's my first car.
I remember Kenny used to tell me he would never hit his brakes, and he would just, when we got to a stoplight, go so slow that when it turned green, he wouldn't actually have ever stopped.
Yep.
Dude, if he went up past 60, the doors would shake and it would like feel like the car was falling apart. dude.
Yeah.
As it was.
And we lived right off of two highways, so you had to go 60 or you weren't leaving.
I remember
So we were just fucking rattling.
when I first got that
wanna-
car. When I first got that car, because it was my parents' car for the longest time, the engine mounts in the car, because I fucking neutral bombed it so many times, which is when you rev the engine, you just go, oh, neutral, fucking drive, and it just lunges, right? I've done that so many times. That one time, I was driving down the highway, and I like hit a speed bump or like a pothole or something, and it just offset the engine, like the way it fucking moved, and the whole car just fucking started rattling and I had to slow down and stop, and even when I was parked in a parking spot, it was like going like fucking back and forth like crazy in the parking spot. And yeah, man, that was a scary day. I was like, okay, well, I guess I should just light this car on fire because it's junk now.
Literally, bro.
But
Dude, let's watch Evan
man.
jumping over the Saturn into fucking glory right here. Here in a folding chair. Watch Wheel of Fortune in my underwear. Here he goes. Woo! Dude, you could see Evan flying on by right there. Dude, he was killing it back in the day. You were the inline skater. Me and Kenny and Moore were the skateboarders. And Evan, bro, he was pulling out those bike tricks on the fucking plastic ramps.
Yeah,
That shit was nuts. It was good times. Literally, like, I feel like every podcast we at least tell like a couple childhood stories from Heritage. And
Yeah,
like,
man.
anyone listening who didn't already live in Heritage, like in your other neighborhoods, comment down below and like say some crazy shit that you guys used to do. Because I feel like we've talked to Tucker, and he was the only other person who really has like them crazy childhood stories like we do.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Tucker had this great story. I love like just thinking about it during the day, but they had in the town he grew up in, they had like a tower that used to be like a swim diving tower, and then I guess the whole thing got scrapped, but they just left the tower up there. So it's an 8-story high tower, and they just started throwing shit over the side, and like they I guess they found some lawnmower that may or may not have been some person's that they were actually using, and they were just like, okay, I guess they're in for the fucking taking a break from mowing the lawn, so we're just gonna throw it into the back of the truck. They took it, and then they zip tied the fucking ignition down, and then they started it up, and while it was running, fucking blades are spinning and shit, and they threw it 8 stories high and just watched it crash into the earth.
Dude, he had some fucking good stories, man. You gotta check out episode 10 with Tucker.
Yeah.
That was a fucking interesting one.
Which episode is this? 12?
Yeah,
episode
this one's
12, yeah,
12,
man.
yeah.
Because we're going to be recording. Kenny actually has to go to Vermont this weekend. Going to go hit the slopes, you know. Chow, fresh pow pow, watch out. You might see Kenny rip it up the slopes if you're in Vermont too. But
one of my other buddies and his girlfriend were going out.
Nice.
And yeah, man, it's just
tag team
like
on the slopes.
2 or 3 days or so. But
hell yeah, bro. Dude, this guy you sent me on Twitter, he's kind of hitting the slope on someone else's face. And we should really get into it, you know?
Yeah, man.
Or just busting out videos left and right in this fucking one, but it's just too good not to share. Here we go.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no, technical difficulties. Sorry, everyone. No one has respect for my podcast.
Alright,
you guys in?
All right, yeah. Let's. Yeah, I sent this to John to play on the show. I wanted to get your opinion, Ben, because you're kind of a sciencey person. How would this affect the spread of COVID-19? Okay. All right, play the video.
He's going in deep, bro. Holy shit, bro. He might be getting a poop streak in his nose hole.
Yeah, see, he...
And he puts up his mask.
Yeah, at least he's wearing a mask, you know what I mean?
It's so that other people can't smell his breath.
Yeah. So
at least he has respect for our community.
Do you think
I just see two friends finding common ground to become closer.
Yeah.
You're right. I mean, what better place to do it than a New York subway, man?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good
Well, you
spot.
can't get any dirtier than the subway there, so...
Oh, no.
Might as well.
Fucking rats everywhere and shit like that.
Dude, I think the only thing better is if a rat crawled up and just stuck his head and started licking the asshole too, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe a rat could suck his dick while that dude's eating his ass.
Mm-hmm.
COVID-21.
21.
I think COVID might be ended with this kind of strategy.
Yeah. If everyone just ate ass on the subway. You know what? That guy could just have the guy sitting on his face with his ass in his face, and then the guy getting his ass eaten could wear the mask, and then he could just breathe through his ass. And there you go.
True. And he's protecting from others because
Yes.
I mean, the only person he's infecting is the guy's anus.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, the guy in the bottom part would make a great subject for the human centipede.
Yes. I
That's
agree.
facts,
I
bro.
agree.
The only thing better is if he did a Cleveland steamer, you know?
I don't even know what that is.
I forgot what that is. Isn't
That
that
would
when
be.
you poop on a girl's chest or something?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then I think, like, you fuck her while there's shit in between her tits.
Oh my god.
Some shit like that. I don't know, dude. It sounds just like a good fucking time. I don't want to bring up shit with my ex, but I don't know. Dude, what are your like main interests or hobbies, bro? Like, cause we know you like stilts, we know you like drugs, we know
I don't
you
like
you.
drugs unless they're legal.
Hell yes, dude. Dude, I think Ben could fucking, you know, me and Kenny are dabbling some drugs like the Klonopins or something else for this show,
Mm-hmm.
and we like it a lot. And it could be illegal, and I might have had to get it for off the streets. I think you might be the kind of guy that could get it for the general use of the public, like put it out recreational markets.
I think I'm looking more towards fentanyl legalization before we start going with like the heavier drugs like marijuana. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
um,
see, this is the kind of topic I want to dig into because people say that fentanyl kills, but why would hospitals use it?
because they like living on the edge.
You're right.
Definitely factual information coming from my mouth right now.
That's why we had to get a fucking scientist on the show. Kenny, you remember last time on episode
10. 9?
no, episode 9, yes. Dude, before the show, we were actually injecting ourselves with fentanyl, hoping that we can make the best episode for the people.
And we did.
Yeah,
And we did.
we did do that.
We didn't say anything for 3 hours, but we uploaded it anyway.
Yes.
We stared at the wall for 3 hours, and dude, it was. I said a lot of words telepathically to Kenny, and he said them back.
Yes.
We're in
Well,
different states,
it was a
but we're
one-sided
getting the job done.
conversation.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like talking to a wall, but
Right.
shit, man, it really just got the job done, bro. What else do we really got, man? Like, what do you got for topics, Kenny?
Oh man, I wanted to ask about Ben's first job in his career field.
Oh, have I told you about that, Kenny?
I don't recall if you did, because you
All
did say
right.
this is your second job earlier, way
Yeah.
back earlier in the podcast, and I just wanted
Well,
to
I'm
know.
going to my first job's Wikipedia page, and
Okay.
we can go from there.
Okay. Um, so did you enjoy your first job or
No,
no? Is that why you?
I really probably shouldn't shit on any company that I've worked for, especially put by name. So I'm not gonna tell you the name, but
No, that's fine.
the guy published 3 textbooks.
Okay.
Basically, uh, I'm reading the wiki page. It says critics say it lacks corroborating scientific evidence and is a relic of cold fusion. Critical analysis of the claims have been published in peer-reviewed journals such as Physics Letters A, New Journal of Physics, Journal of Applied Physics, Journal of Physics D, Applied Physics, on the basis that quantum mechanics is valid and that the proposed, I'm not going to tell you what it is because you can just Google it and find it, states are unphysical and incompatible with key equations of quantum mechanics. So
Huh.
basically a lot of, let me read some.
Basically, all the shit that he was saying was truthful, was just a lie, and the dude was kind of like an idiot and put it on a
I don't,
false.
well, I had an NDA with the company, so I can't exactly.
Okay.
I mean, it's been over 2 years since I've worked there. But I mean, I'm just reading off what
Mm-hmm.
I
I
just
think.
didn't feel a connection to the company after about a month and a half I left.
Gotcha.
Were they doing any sketchy things? Not getting into what they were, but just in overall.
Oh, I really want to. All right, I want to tell you what his book was called. Um, there was some like scientist who had a Nobel Peace Prize that said it was a fucking joke.
Really?
That's awesome.
Oh, here we
Oh,
go. One guy said, a Nobel laureate said, if you could fuck around with the hydrogen atom, you could fuck around with the energy process in the sun, you could fuck around with life itself. Everything we know about everything would be a bunch of nonsense. That's why I'm so sure it's a fraud. That's what one Nobel Peace Prize person said about the
Wow.
company.
that's awesome you got out of there. Because I'm sure that if you stayed longer, that might ruin your chances in other
Yeah.
fields, them thinking that you agreed with what that dude is putting out, you know?
I mean, I said yes to the job knowing a lot of the criticism because I want to give everything a fair shot, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, uh, I mean,
The words
I'm
definitely
not
added
gonna
up to
say that
what.
it's not real, but I'm gonna say that uh, the passions that I felt for science and chemistry didn't match with the
Okay.
organization.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Hell
Gotcha.
yeah, dude. I mean, sometimes that happens. Like, the passions and the feelings I had towards the organization of Dunkin' Donuts did just not match up, man.
Yes.
And I had to say goodbye and maybe even tell my manager that there was a dog fucker working there.
Who was it?
I don't want to name
Well,
names, man, but he
yeah.
lived down the street from me.
Was he the manager?
You know what?
He was
We
an
can
ex-convict.
yeah, we can
Hey,
talk
did he look like the Michelin Man?
we can talk about this later after the show.
Yeah.
Alright.
Actually, you
Yeah.
might have beaten up this dog fucker one time.
Yeah.
No,
Broke his
that
arm.
wasn't me.
Oh, that was a big bro, right?
It wasn't his arm, it was his nose. But yeah.
Yeah. Dude, some people need to fucking pay dog fuckers the
I
respect they
like
deserve.
I heard that he told people that he won the fight. Dude, I saw the video. He got his head slammed against a locker so hard, and it wasn't like he got pushed. It was from a punch. Like,
Wow.
That's fucking great, dude. And he's just a bitch. Like, I don't want to get into too much of a topic, but when he does finally listen to one of these shows and brings it up to me, then that's full disclosure to just let it all out, man. I'll say names and everything. I just need him to
Yeah.
recognize what we're
I
bringing to the table.
I'm not particularly fond of him, and I remember seeing a video of him drinking a specific type of water. Uh,
Yeah, I know
you
what you're
remember
talking
that,
about.
Kenny?
Yeah, yeah.
He basically threw up right away.
Yeah.
But
That's
That
fucking
was
awesome,
disgusting.
dude. He was with me in one of my arrests. You know,
Yeah.
might have been why I got arrested. You know, but
Yeah.
we're gonna. That's a
you don't want to
different
Oh
hang out
my
story
with
for a
gosh.
different day. Technical difficulties. People loved messaging the popular host on the show, John. You know,
Yeah.
wow.
No,
I'm
it's
just a
just that
big.
Kenny has his phone silenced.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be the answer. You know, he does tell me to try to silence my phone, and I almost refuse every time. And technical difficulties just spawn and arise. You know.
Yeah.
Um. Shit, man. Well, have you ever gotten your dick stuck in a toaster oven?
Or one of
Not
your
yet,
testing
but
machines
it's
at work?
definitely something I want to experience before I leave this earth.
Yeah.
Dude, one time I was trying to heat up a nice bagel with butter. Let's just say one thing led into another. I might have got some third degree burns in my pecker.
Hell yeah.
You don't want to stick your dick in the bagel hole because you'd think it's an optional size to fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But and you've always wanted to fuck in a sauna, so I was like, well, I can't afford that. Let's just do the next best thing. Heat up my bagel with butter, get some lubrication, and fuck this bagel in the toaster oven. It did not work the way I thought, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
What did it
I
feel
mean,
like? Did it just burn?
um, it kind of felt like the BLM riots, you know? It kind
Oh
of felt like
shit.
that one library in Washington, D.C. that held all those important documents that they burned down. You know, my dick was kind of just like the Constitution, right? And it was sitting on that shelf and it just burned up in flames, man. But I kept fucking, you know, I couldn't, a G like me he can't stop nothing, okay?
Yeah.
So,
Alright.
Uh-oh.
bro, it was a fucking fiasco. Okay,
Yeah.
I I had a bagel melted into my dick, and so now I kind of use it as a pearl. You know how people get dick pearls. I have a bagel pearl.
Nice. Nice. Do the ladies like it? They like how it tastes?
I mean, they like how easy it is to shit afterwards because their assholes wallowed out, but
Wow.
because of the
Grab it
bagel.
in the pussy. Like
Yes,
the
bro.
Filthy Frank
Dude,
song.
I'm like the new homeowner when the fucking realtor leaves, you know? I'm just destroying that bitch like it's fucking there's shit on the walls, poo in the sock, it's fucking over with. But dude, one topic maybe we could end off on. You were really good at fucking skateboarding. You busting out heel flips, maybe even a couple tray flips, you know, a nollie to crook fakie 180, dude.
You have listed
Um,
3 separate things that I've never done.
Yeah, I know. We get it, Ben.
dude,
You have to keep it low key. You don't have to
yes.
fake it out here.
But anyway, I remember you pulled up in your fucking sponsored car, you know, because you were sponsored by Lexus at the time, right?
Right.
And you picked me up, and you were like, "Come on, man, we're gonna go hit this demo over here." And I was like, "All right, bro, all right." And every so often, man, for like a little bit, like we would just go hit these fucking skate parks. It was pretty awesome. Remember when we went to like Philly and went to the Black Diamond Philly, and then
Yes, I do.
that was super fucking cool. I remember like we hit a bunch of skate parks you never hit. The one in Palmyra was super
That
dope,
one
and then we
sucked.
those yeah, but those rails were really fun.
No, the rails were
So
good, but
yeah, dude. There was actually remember that one handrail that was like fucking king. There's a video on someone on a bike like grinding that shit, and this dude I know grinding on a skateboard. But
we went to one like in Delran or Riverside too.
it was in Lakewood, the Incline Club, and they actually closed down not too long ago. They closed down a couple years back. Like I want to say in 2018, it was owned by like a professional biker and shit,
Mhm.
and they just didn't have the money, so they closed down. But that place was super fucking cool, but it was so dirty and hot. And like I remember you lost your keys or some shit in the foam pit or something,
Dude,
maybe.
all I
Or
remember that park was only good for bikes. Like they advertised it for skateboards and inline skates too,
Oh
but
man.
the bikers destroyed all the surfaces, and like a bike
uh
can
huh.
do a destroyed surface no problem, but a skateboard needs a nice surface.
And I mean, like, was it the same on inline blades? You'd say too, like
Oh
fucking.
yeah, that place sucked.
The only good part was literally the rolling with foam pit because the ground wasn't
Mm.
too messed up. But
Yeah.
I mean, half of the people listening to this are probably like, "What the fuck is a foam pit? What the fuck is a roll-in?" You know, no, not a lot of people understand skateboard lingo unless if you skateboard or you know ride in these
Right.
extreme obstacles. But I was thinking of bringing a new extreme obstacle to the table. What
Okay.
if we put a wheel on dildos, right? And a
Okay.
chick could stick it halfway in her pussy and then lay on it like a fucking seal and just ride around while getting the orgasmic sensation.
You're a
Huh.
genius.
I think it would work well, and I think that's what you know the
And it
female
would
short
just
bus show viewers would love.
have one wheel.
Would have four, man. You got to balance yourself out.
For that'd be sick,
Yeah,
and then
I
you could
mean
like
we could
grind
make
on
rollerblade. Yeah, dude,
rails
it
and
would be like
shit.
trucks. So we just fucking screw in your
Yeah.
fucking shit in there, and then you can do like 50/50s. You can do fucking
Yeah.
like all this shit, bro.
Do you
And
remember
then like a
that?
mad what?
Oh, the part of Jackass where they put the fireworks on the dildo and they launch it into Bam's butt or whatever.
Yeah, that shit
Yeah,
was
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
awesome, dude.
Yeah,
Dude,
man.
we should like recreate like a short bus show Jackass, but like with everyone in Heritage, and we'll all like get together for a week and just do some like retarded ass shit.
Bro, there was some shit that Jackass did where I would watch and I like, that doesn't really suck. That looks like fun. Like,
Yeah.
I remember they took a ceramic deer um,
Uh huh.
from like a front yard or
Yeah.
whatever, and they put it on like a snowboard, and then they just went down like this hill. And I
Oh yeah,
mean,
that was the first one.
yeah, I mean, like he crashed into a tree, and then he got stuck up on a branch, and it took them like 45 minutes to get him out. But I mean, like it was funny. Unless
Dude,
I might be
I
remembering
wouldn't
that
mind
wrong.
getting shot in the air in a porta potty like Steve-O did. Or
Oh
you
yeah.
guys remember the one with the giant hand when they're like, "Hey, I need
Oh
help over
yeah.
here,"
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
then fucking bam, hits him in the fucking face.
Just
That'd be
right and
crazy.
fucking kiss her. But
Hell yes, bro. Well, we told Ben we do an hour-long episode, and
yeah,
this man
man.
has to make some methods and do some fucking big work in the drug food administration industry, bro. And
Yeah. He's got to get
do
to
you have
bed.
anything else to say, Kenny, before we thank him and greet him for being an awesome guest? Mad Scientist Apprentice episode.
I
Um oh, no,
I
go
was gonna
ahead.
say I really enjoyed talking with you guys. I mean, it might have been in the format for a podcast, but it was certainly nice catching up.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Dude, fucking,
man.
you're welcome on here whenever, dude. Fucking,
I
we're
might
just
take you up
gonna, yeah, dude, we're just doing like single guests, and then every once in a while, like fucking, whenever someone's down, just have them back on and
Yeah,
talk some
man.
more bullshit. Go even deeper in the investigations of the topics we already had.
Yeah,
Fucking
man.
shit we couldn't have thought of before. Because I know in the Nick Major interview, there was so many unanswered questions.
Yeah.
The SEAL Team 6, fucking Coast Guard, unanswered questions. Tucker interview, unanswered questions. But we're gonna get to them, and we'll fucking have you back on, bro. And then I couldn't thank you enough for being on here, and I'm glad you enjoyed it, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And
Fucking
before we go, I know that Ben, he can't say this because of his non-disclosure agreement and all that, but cigarettes are not bad for you. You can smoke
mm-mm.
cigarettes. They're
Strengthen your
totally
lungs.
100% good for you. They strengthen
Smoke
you,
cigarettes.
and you know what, man? I know Ben is gonna have to fight against me on that because he's signed a contract or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
here to tell you that I've looked at the documents. Smoke cigarettes, boys. All right.
Smoke cigarettes and have a good night.